Hello everybody, it's Chef Josh here from Laurel's Distant Education Program. I'm one of the culinary instructors. Today I'm going to show you how to make some pizza. Alright, so the weather's warm, it's getting nice outside. Anytime it's warm and nice, I like to be outside, just doing stuff around the house, doing things away from the house, but most enjoyable is cooking outside. I love being outside and cooking. I'm going to show you how to do pizza, both on a grill, and I've got a wood-fired oven. I'll try to explain how to make a little wood-fired oven if you want. If you do, all it takes is some bricks and some patio pavers and some wood. Really easy, really simple, but I really love making pizza, and it tastes even better when you make it outside in a wood-fired oven. So to start, we're going to start off with our dough. So we've got all of our ingredients laid out here, and I will post the measurements again with the video. We've got about 1 kilogram of 00 flour. It's very important you're using the 00 flour for pizza. This measures out to about 6 cups as well. We've got about a tablespoon of salt. I'm going to go ahead and sprinkle that in with my flour. Okay, then I can go ahead and just mix that a little bit. I've already sifted the flour already too, so it's nice and smooth. Okay. Next thing we have is our yeast. We've got our warm water back here, right around the 120, 125 degree range. Okay, we need to activate this yeast. It's about 2 tablespoons of dry yeast. You can use the packets. I buy it in bulk, but I'll put the measurement on there if you're using packets too. I've got about 1 tablespoon of sugar here because yeast likes sugar. It's going to help it activate. It's going to really give it something to feed on. It's going to speed up the process a little bit. Okay, so now we're just going to mix this up. Going to hydrate the yeast. And we're going to let that sit, and you want that to sit until it starts to bubble. It's going to look nice and foamy on the top. Another thing I have back here is oil. It's optional if you want to put oil in your pizza dough. I also am going to use it to coat my bowl for whenever the dough is done mixing over here in my mixer. Okay, you can definitely do this by hand too. You would put the flour in a slightly larger bowl than I have it in right now. And then using a whisk or a fork, you slowly incorporate your water. Today I'm going to use my stand mixer with my dough hook attachment, okay, because we are making a dough. So at this point, while my yeast continues to activate, I can go ahead and pour, which hopefully is all my flour, into the mixing bowl. It's always a good idea to have a little bit extra, just in case your dough is a little too wet. You can always add extra flour. And again, if it's a little too dry, just keep a little bit extra water around. It's pretty forgiving. That's the nice thing I like about cooking is got a lot of room to mess around. Especially the best part with pizza is the toppings. Okay, and we'll get into that a little bit later. So I've got my my flour, my 00 flour, and my salt in here. Again, super easy recipe. What, 5 ingredients: flour, yeast, sugar, salt, water, and oil. So I'm gonna let the yeast come out. See how it's already starting to get a little bit of action there. Just give it a little stir. I'm gonna let this sit for maybe 10-15 minutes at room temperature. Let it activate, and then once it's ready, I'm going to mix it in here, and we'll start the mixing process and get the dough working. Okay, our dough is done kneading. Let it go for about 7 minutes. There's a little bit of oil on your bowl. And take our dough. It should be nice and smooth. It's still going to be a little bit sticky. And we're going to take it out. Into it. Going to turn it. Coat. So we put it in there. We're going to cover it and we're going to let it rest till it doubles in size. So now's an important time to mention that you need a bowl that's going to be able to handle your dough doubling in size, or else you'll have a sticky dough mess on your hands. So I'm going to cover this. You can use plastic wrap or a towel. We'll come back when it's doubled. Okay, our grill is ready. I'm gonna start off with a grilled pizza. Okay, we've got our dough. After I divided it, put it into little balls, let it rest again, let it rise. Now I've punched it down. Now one thing you don't want to do with pizza dough, especially in a wood-fired setting or if you're cooking over coals, you don't really want to use a rolling pin, because it's going to take all those nice air bubbles that you've been so patient to get. Okay, so you're just going to want to use your hands. You can just stretch it gently. Okay, use your fingers. Start stretching it out. Using the back of my fingers. Okay, and I'll just making like a little opening motion with my hand here, so that it can go back and forth. You can also pull it, stretch it from the outside. We're letting gravity do the work. It's pulling the dough down, all the while stretching it just thinner and thinner. Okay, now for the grill, I don't want to do a super thin crust. Okay, you can start to see a little bit here where you can kind of start to see through the dough. It's probably about as thin as I want to go for the grill. Okay, when we're grilling pizza, we got to think about almost putting it in a reverse application. So we're going to take this few pieces of items to note too. All right, remember the pizza peels, got our pizza peels, spatulas, whatever works for you. Okay, so I'm going to take it, get a little bit of semolina in the 00 flour. Going to sprinkle that on. It's going to make a nice smooth surface. So Shiva's ready to have some pizza. Okay, then we're going to come over, got our grill ready. We're set up for Remember, indirect heat. Now the importance of indirect heat is we're going to grill the dough, and we're going to do it upside down, again reverse. Okay, so we're going to grill the part that we're going to put the sauce and the toppings on first. Okay, that's a little bit reverse from what we're going to do with the actual pizza oven, where we're going to put the raw dough. We're going to take it and we're just going to put the toppings on, we're going to put it on the peel, and it's going to go straight into the oven. This is a little bit of a reverse pizza when it comes to grilling. All right, so there I just took a paper towel, rolled up, a little bit of oil, put it on my grates. Now I'm going to use the spot over the coals to cook the pizza first. Okay, we're just going to cook the crust. We're going to let that go. We want it to get some bubbles, nice air bubbles, a little bit of char. Then we're going to flip it. Okay, now see what we're doing right now is we're charring the bottom. That's baking the bottom, which is then going to become the top of our pizza. We're going to let this top stay uncooked, unbaked. We're going to put our toppings on the side that's underneath it right now. We're going to put it back on the grill, char it, move it over to this spot. That's where indirect heat comes in. Then we're going to put the lid back on it. It's going to create a pizza oven for us. Yeah, I've got my charcoal grill here. You can also use a gas grill. Got my two wood sources, heat sources. This is my hardwood for my my oven. I've got charcoal. I've got it set up for indirect heat. Okay, it's going to be very important here. You can use a gas grill. Again, set it up the same way for indirect heat. And then I'll take my wood into my wood-fired oven. Slide this right in. This is going to go right back. And if I need more, I can always feed more right in through here. Okay, so I'll have that ready to go, ready to light, and we're ready to make the pizza. Okay, our grill is started. I'm gonna go over here and take a quick minute to show you how to turn the bricks and patio pavers into a impromptu pizza oven, grill, outdoor cooking space. So what I have here is patio block. I've done this a few times. I don't keep loose bricks. This takes about 40 bricks when it's all said and done, depending on the size of your grate. Okay, this one's slightly larger than the last one I had. But really, this is the grate from my grill I'm using. So I'm just gonna, it's as easy as disassembling it. Okay. Taking this off. Let's put this right back on there. Okay, the biggest thing is just making it fit your needs. Another thing you can do with this, you take another patio paver, you can put it up here, leave a little gap in the back, put a third one on top. You got yourself a little outdoor oven. Really easy to use, really nice, really convenient. And again, really easy to adjust the levels. All right, just take the bricks off to where you need them. Okay, you can even put it up top. Super easy, really fun way to cook outdoors over an open fire. Just wanted to share that with everybody. Now I'll get back to the grill. Okay, I got a nice grilled surface here. It's gonna hold up to that sauce now. Okay, now we're gonna take our sauce. Just gonna keep this one simple. Just using a San Marzano tomato puree with a little bit of olive oil, salt and pepper, garlic, and some fresh basil. Okay, a little bit of sauce goes a long way. Same thing with the cheese. If you want to add more toppings at this point, you can. All right, then again, using our peel, put a little bit more on there. Now the crust on these grilled pizzas is going to be slightly cooked. Okay, so you might not need as much, but you want it to move around on there and easily slide back and forth. So then we'll take it back. And at first we're gonna go right over the coals. Okay, we're gonna let that bake a little bit. All right, so our dough's ready. Portioned it, it's risen again, doubled in size. Okay, you want to have flour. I got my semolina flour and 00 flour ready. A few things you're going to need before you start. All right, a pizza peel. I've got a metal one. Use a wooden one. That's how the size is slightly different. Okay, that's going to determine the size of dough you can make. If you don't have a pizza peel, you can also use something like 2 large spatulas. Okay, it's something you just need to get that dough on and be able to slide it into your oven and slide it off real quick. Okay, another thing I've used before is a nice thin cutting board. This is a big one. I can put like a whole sheet of focaccia on this thing. It doesn't even fit in the picture. This thing's huge. But again, nice thin profile. Again, it's all about that little flick of the wrist. Okay, along with our dough and our peel, got our pizza oven, got it going, got the flame going in there. Okay, this is going to be a little different than the grill or an oven where it's still heating up like an oven, all that heat's contained, but much of your heat's going to come from up top. See how those flames are licking around. Then we got our ingredients. We're going Mediterranean today. Got our anchovies, olives, sauteed spinach, got some spicy sausage, caramelized onions, pepperoncinis, and a nice fresh tomato sauce, portobello mushrooms, and some shredded mozzarella. I might throw in some feta cheese too. You can always use fresh mozzarella or other types of cheese if you want. Okay, it's up to you. It's all about what you want. That's the beauty about pizza too. The dough is just a vessel, okay? You can put a lot of things on it. Top it out whatever you want. If you just like cheese, put that on there. If you don't want to do a regular tomato sauce, you can always do an oil and garlic. Do like a white sauce, a cream sauce. Again, it's your pizza. Make it how you want. And that's the most important thing about cooking. Make it what you want. It's got to be good for you. And there's a tennis ball from the dog. Nice little, I don't think I'll be putting that on there, but all right, I'm gonna make some pizzas up and I'll show you how to get them in the oven. Okay, we got all of our toppings on. We got a little Mediterranean. Now this is a little different than the grilled pizza. All right, so the grilled pizza, we grilled the pizza crust, flipped it over and put the toppings on. This one is raw. This has not been baked, so it's not very sturdy. So you gotta add some of that semolina and flour mixture. That's where it's nice to have a peel, okay? Because you gotta slowly get under that pizza. And again, it's gotta be the right size. You gotta make sure it's the right size peel, right size dough. So the dough I'm using for my personal peel is about 160 grams. All right, that's what I measure it out to. I think maybe you could get 180 on a larger one, but again, you got to figure out what works for you. Okay, and then you got your oven ready. It's nice and hot. Now we want to make sure it's moving. We're going to put it in the whole way to the back, and then here, just gently slide it off. Okay. All right, now remember, all that heat's coming from that back. All that flame is right on top. So we're going to put it in. It's not going to take very long. Going to close it. We're going to check it like every 30 seconds. Maybe give it a half turn, a quarter turn, till it's nice and done and toasty. We'll see some bubbles, and we're going to get a nice browning on top. Okay, it's been about 2.5 minutes. Gonna check on it. I've been turning it, and let's see. Oh yeah, now that is a pizza. Okay, the nice thing about this compared to the grill, now while the grill produces a slightly darker undercrust, the pizza oven gives you that nice char on top. Gives you that nice charred cheese. Okay, take a look at that. You can also do this in your oven. Okay, I'd recommend getting a pizza stone or using like a baking sheet to get real nice and hot so you get that nice crust. I mean, you can just look at that. A nice high temperature in your pizza oven if you're doing this in the house. Okay, nice and crispy crust. But again, if you can cook outside, by all means do. I love doing it. I love eating it. It's so enjoyable for everybody. And I think she's ready for some too. So enjoy, make some of your own, top your own pizza, eat it up, enjoy the nice weather, and enjoy. Check back soon for some more.